All right. So, did you guys have the opportunity to see or watch the first part of this so we all know where we're at?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. So, for this campaign, we're going to have someone else go with you, um, which ultimately I'm going to control until we get some other people there, or maybe I just continue controlling it and it'll be an NPC in the background. That way, you don't have to be permanently by yourselves. Um, so, anyway, you guys, by now, since I think the last time it was said that we were going to ultimately skip things until you guys got to England. So by now, you guys will have arrived in England. And if we're gonna be specific, let me see where. Sorry, Google Maps is taking a minute to render. You guys would have arrived to Arverstinth, or whatever, however you say that. I'm gonna put it over there in the chat. And from there, you guys are gonna travel to where you're going.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this, I believe, he was a friend of one of yours. I can't remember which one of you we discussed that was gonna be a friend of. Which character was that? But apparently, you guys knew each other up to some point.
The rich guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, if that was Bernice's acquaintance, I think they would have
yeah,
gone to Mr. Dinner's.
yeah. And just keep in mind that he is, by all means, very obtuse to the point that he's not going to care if your sexual preference is, or what you
Yeah.
look like. He's gonna try to hit on you or make some improper comments, no matter how or no matter what, because that's who he is.
Familiar with the book.
Okay, so I'm just saying that because I don't want you to take it seriously, because that's just the character.
Yeah.
And ultimately that was happening before on the previous episode, so it's just gonna continue happening. So you guys arrive, and this gentleman will come to talk to Samuel, which will be one of the gentlemen that has gone with him. And you see that he's got his two bodyguards with him. And the bodyguards are actually slowly getting all his stuff out of the boat, which he's filling out about 2 trucks worth of things, equipment and pieces of luggage and different things. You kind of wonder, like, what is he bringing, So he's telling you, well, I do have a third truck, tells Samuel. So you guys can use this truck, and you guys get to follow me if you want. We're gonna do a little bit of driving. Ultimately, if the ladies want to have some fun, you guys can come on the first truck, and I'm gonna be there. Otherwise, my assistant's gonna be there too. So if you guys need somebody to talk to or whatever, she can keep you company also. And it just walks away. After that, for the next few minutes, you get to see the scenery, right? Where you kind of see the port, the boats, how these two gentlemen that seems to be too big for what your idea of a human being is, are carrying all that stuff to the trucks, and why two people so big and so strong will be listening to somebody like him or doing anything that this guy tells them to do, for that matter. You know, because this guys are true bodyguards, or at least, you know, for all you know, they may not know how to fight, but they do look the part. They are huge. And I don't know if there's anything you guys want to do over there at the port before you guys start driving.
I can't think of anything.
Has Tom or anyone said about how long the trip on land will be until we arrive at the destination?
In just a second, I can answer that. I can tell you that right now because I think I put the name of the town over here on Discord. Just a sec. Alright, well, God only knows where that is. Let me look up. I'll find it. Because I remember I found a place full of mountains. Wasn't it Westerkirk? Something like that? Had to be around that area.
Okay.
So,
where
if you...
Garwald, is that a different place?
The what?
Garwald? I think that was.
Oh,
that's
okay. Can you write it down over there on Discord? Can you paste it over there? 'Cause I don't know exactly what it is, and that way I can locate it with a map. But yeah, it sounds like a different area. And if that's the case, I may actually change the location where you guys landed. Could technically, and luckily England is just an island. Like you can be. What? Oh, I'm way too high up. Cornwall. Thank you. Just a second.
It's like in northern England, right?
Yeah. Okay, Garwell.
Yeah.
So you guys, I would say that you guys will land somewhere by Southerness, and from there you will go up. So it took you about, I want to say, an hour and a half to 2 hours to get there with the vehicles from that time. So Tom says, ultimately what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over there. However, I'm pretty tired, so I think what we should do is maybe maybe we should stop at a town, spend the night, so we can rest, get some food, you know, have a night where, you know, have a good sleep where, you know, somewhere that is not rocking permanently, and maybe then tomorrow morning we can just go and start looking for this thing. I am very excited about looking for it, so maybe we get up early, you know, maybe have a little bit of coffee, and maybe don't eat anything for breakfast, and that way we can keep our excitement up, and you know, we make it a goal that we get to eat once we find it. If you want, at that point you can roll psychology. No matter what you have, you can roll it.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is
Oh, there's
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
So, out of his comment, you know, you definitely get the idea that this guy has no idea of anything. I mean, he He's telling you not to eat and expecting you to walk around looking for some sort of creature that, for all you know, it may be mythical. Without eating until you find it, and that eating will be your reward. So you every time he talks, you kind of get the idea that he's delusional, and it's harder and harder to take him seriously. You know. So you got so he tells you he tells hold on he tells Samuel, hey Samuel, so let's go to some sort of hotel or some sort of inn, and we can stay there. What do you guys think? And Samuel turns around and looks at you two and says, what do you think? Do you guys want to go to spend the night somewhere and then tomorrow morning tackle this, or do you prefer to just go now?
I think we need a day to get settled in.
How? So, I pull out my, I have a pocket watch, or something similar. Oh no, I have a wristwatch. And check the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now it will be early in the morning. It will be about, I want to say 9 o'clock in the morning. However, even though it's early in the morning, you spent about 2 weeks and a half on a boat. So, you may still be a little tired. Especially since it wasn't a cruise, it was actually a fishing boat where you were sleeping on an area where they were keeping their equipment and stuff like that. And you don't really have a bed. You were probably sleeping on top of nets, boxes. The best kind of bed that you probably would have had would be a hammock. So, you know, things wouldn't have been very glamorous for you during that trip.
Okay. Sybil just doesn't really say anything.
I think Bernice would pipe up just like, darling, I don't think you are familiar with hunting. You can't just run people ragged and expect them to be good at hunting and tracking.
You know what? He says that's true. How I didn't think about that. You know what? I've been thinking about the wrong thing. You gave me the perfect idea. Maybe we should eat, but then we should just drink as a reward. And then we get hungry dogs, and the dogs will actually get better at hunting while they are hungry. Yes, we're gonna do that. All right, let's go, he says.
You have any more information about this?
And the bodyguards actually get in the car, and you guys manage to drive to get to Garwold, which, if you give me a second, I can show you. I can give you an idea as to where or what are you traveling to. So you are right there. All right. And you're going to where the red marker is. So, you guys start heading over there. And as you're heading over there, Samuel starts talking to you. He's like, so, is this your first expedition, or how did he talk you into this?
Well, he paid.
Oh, yeah,
pay
he
for
paid
me
me
for
too.
services.
Unfortunately, I didn't know what kind of lunatic he is while he was paying me. And definitely my opinion of him didn't improve at all after spending 2 weeks and a half with him in a boat. I think we really need to
Oh,
keep
I'm
an
not
eye on
here for
him.
the money. Hmm?
He says, I think we really need to keep an eye on him because I have a feeling that the moment that he gets frustrated, that he doesn't find his mythical creature, then I think he's going to get very bitchy.
Oh, definitely.
God only knows what he comes up with. Then again, maybe since we're gonna be spending a day in the town, maybe we can start looking more into this strange whatever he's looking for.
I sure hope so. That's the whole reason I came.
I mean, have you guys heard anything about something like this before?
I'm assuming no, but
Okay.
no, then so we'll shake her head.
Yeah, no, me
Not this
neither. He says, I don't think I've ever heard of some sort of strange gigantic creature that people has come here to hunt. I would think that if it's so special, everybody will know about it because everybody will be crazy trying to hunt it.
You, do we know that, how would we have gathered during the 2.5 weeks that, Bernice would have known, Tom before?
Well, out of having
Probably.
conversations with Tom, you have definitely gathered the fact that Tom is very obsessive and with many different things. Tom is definitely somebody that um, changes his mind a lot. Tom is very unpredictable. He gets obsessed about things to the point where he wants them yesterday done. He's not very nice to his bodyguards or everybody else for that matter. Um, he is somewhat polite to his friends, but at that point, he has that sense of superior. Like he just feels like he's better than everybody else. He has that personality too. Part of it is because he can probably afford to pay anybody out of anything, or the fact that he might be just the moron that truly thinks that he's better than everybody else. He is striking. He strikes you definitely as a loose cannon, capable of doing anything stupid at any time as long as he thinks it's a good idea. And I don't know. He seems to be kind of volatile. Other than that, he he has inherited his money from his dad. He doesn't seem to have a lot of respect for his dad. Um, every time he talks about his dad, he seems to be referring to him as if he was not that intelligent, even though his dad was the one actually coming up with all the money and the fortune, and him just inherited it. And that's pretty much that.
Would any of us know anything about Tom's father?
I'm sorry, about who? Tom's father?
Tom's father. Yeah.
He was he probably died. I want to say about 10 years ago. He was a very important businessman. He owned many different fish factories. He owned boats and whatnot, so they were like providing most fish products for the whole nation. And eventually he died, and the dad put in his will that there was gonna be somebody running the factory, and ultimately the kid just inherited everything, and then just he's just inheriting also the paycheck that comes from the business still being run by somebody that he just hired or that it is under his payroll. So he's got more money than time to use it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's up, man?
Sorry for I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry for showing up late.
It's okay.
I'm still doing a run.
Okay, all right. So what character are you gonna use?
The doctor.
Doctor Scott. All right. Perfect. So I'm gonna move your other character to your folder under sub characters. So
Sure.
don't freak out if you don't find it, 'cause it's just there.
Perfect.
Yeah. So now that it was decided that since you guys just arrived and that everybody's a little bit seasick from being on the boat, and that it is a good idea to probably spend a day, just resting before tackling on this hunt, then you guys finally arrive to the inn. You're gonna arrive at an inn located in a little town called I guess the Victory Stupa or something like that. Let me see. Okay, well, I guess the town is Garwol Waterfoot. So it's right next to Garwol. And it's very, very small. There's an inn. There is a little convenience store that sells pretty much everything. There is going to be a diner that is kind of raggedy and barely working, but is there. And there's a little local library, a police station, and a clinic, and that's about it.
Nice.
And a bunch of houses, of course, but that's about it.
Are we days away from this excursion,
No, you just
or are
got
we
there.
really close?
You just
No, I
got
mean
there.
as in hunting the beast.
That's gonna happen tomorrow.
Okay, so we're pretty close. Okay.
Yeah, you just arrived there at 9 o'clock, and he decided on his own that he was a little tired to go hunting today, even though he's like super excited, and he has made some sort of dumb decisions when it comes to go hunting already to try to incentivize the group. That that ultimately he has decided that he wants everybody to rest during the first day that you're there, and then tomorrow early he expects you to go without drinking any water to go hunt with him,
What?
and to only drink water as a reward once you find the creature that he's looking for. And he's also planning to get some dogs for hunting that he's sending his bodyguards to get, which their job is to find 2 or 3 dogs that have not had anything to eat for a day or two, hopefully, and to bring them with him to try to incentivize them to find the creature he's looking for.
Oh shit.
Wait, did he say? I thought he didn't specify water when he said drinking, right?
Well, right, because ultimately he at first remember that he wanted you not to eat, but then you guys made the compelling argument that without eating, you guys were not gonna be able to hunt and track
Okay.
and all that. And then ultimately
Because
he
I
changed his mind
thought
and said, "Okay, fine. You know what? We don't. You can eat. Just go thirsty. That's okay."
okay, because I don't know if he clarified because Sybil took that as drink as an alcohol.
No, no, no.
Mm,
He was
see.
referring as water.
Okay, well that would have been a very different conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can play it off and drink on the side. I mean, just you know, hide and drink.
Is there any particular reason, good sir, uh, why we should refrain?
Well, yeah, of course. He says. It's just for the simple matter that that way we have a goal to achieve. I mean, ultimately, I already paid you, so you can just walk around, not find anything, and you're paid for it.
Hmm.
However, if we have a goal, something to achieve, which for me it is to find that animal and kill it, to add it to my trophies.
Selection.
But
Hmm.
in your case, you get to celebrate by finally quenching your thirst. The
I see,
dogs,
I see.
the dogs that I'm
Yes.
going to that we're gonna have tomorrow, they are going to celebrate by most likely eating some of that animal that we're going to find. However, I'm being told that it looks sort of a reindeer, but
A reindeer, good sir. Like with, like antlers,
yeah,
perhaps?
yeah, yeah. That's what I was told. However, I was told that this creature is several several much bigger than your typical reindeer. Last time I was explained about this creature, I was told that it is possibly the size of, I don't know, maybe two elephants put together. I don't know how tall that would be.
Okay, old being here. It
Yeah,
just enthuse me. We are going to look for a creature that perhaps is about the size of two elephants no one has seen
yeah,
and has antlers.
yeah. Well, all reindeer have
Jolly
antlers.
good, jolly good, jolly good. What is this creature called?
I have no idea.
Hmm. Is
Don't
there
know.
any sort of lore? How do you know it exists? Just
Because
hearsay?
a friend of my dad's, that
Aha,
he
yes.
is a hunter. I met with him
Hmm.
because what he was a childhood friend. He was a friend with my dad. My dad and him will go hunting while we were growing up. However, about a couple weeks ago, he came to town to visit, and I got along. I got with him. We had some drinks, we had some food, we had
Hmm.
some women,
Yes.
and things got
Hmm.
great. And then all of a sudden, he mentioned that he came over here and that the locals told him be careful with hunting because he could encounter um, this creature. And he wasn't told the name, but he was told a
Okay.
description of the creature. And then he said that he went hunting, and ultimately he encountered it, and something happened. He doesn't know exactly what, but ultimately he realized that he wasn't necessarily as armed as he should have been. So he had to leave, and you know, unfortunately, some of his friends or people that were hunting with him had to stay behind. But I'm sure they're
How,
fine.
how unfortunate. How unfortunate. How unfortunate.
I'm pretty sure they're
Okay.
fine. But I mean, ultimately, I'm pretty sure he paid him. I mean, he's got money. So, and everybody that has gone there obviously was going, knowing that they were going hunting. So,
Well, that's a good reason not to drink. I would agree. Mm.
yeah, I think we, I think all of us we should refrain from drinking any water whatsoever. Tell you what, if you want to drink alcohol, you can. Just don't drink any water. We'll just you know stay without drinking water until we find it, and then we celebrate with the most pure thing there is, water.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds great to me.
All right. See, he looks
I,
at the girls. He says, "See, he agrees. I'm pretty sure over here. What's his name? Hold on. I'm pretty sure over here Samuel agrees too." And Samuel just grabs just holds his hand on top of his face and just shakes his head and and he just doesn't say anything. He's like, okay, well, we're gonna
I,
stay at this inn right now. We're gonna rest. We just got here, and when you look out, you see this little joint. It's not fancy at all. It's a very humble looking like house that is in a very nice piece of land, and the bodyguards just start getting their stuff out of the trucks. One truck completely
ladies,
full of luggage and weapons.
ladies, could you assist me and spend some time with me out on the veranda in private for a minute?
All right.
I break out some cigarettes or a cigar and invite the ladies out so that we have our. Of course, I'm going to look around and make sure that we have our own privacy, and I will instruct the ladies. Please make sure that you drink before you go and carry something with you.
Oh, you don't think I'm actually following his
I knew you
instruction?
wouldn't, but when somebody pays you $1,500 in this time and age, you go along with that. So
Oh, I don't
I
know.
don't wish to upset the patron, but I'm still not sure because I don't have a name of this creature, something I can research. Let me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be so rude. I am Dr. Scott Alonzo. Please call me by my first name. And once again, you are Miss
Who's
Bernice
he?
Holbrook.
Denise Holbrook, and
Sybil Riley.
wonderful, wonderful. The pleasure is all mine.
And
Definitely.
then
If
the
you need anything,
and then the other NPC that
please.
you got playing with you says, "And I am Samuel Warren."
Mr. Warren.
Yep.
And then I guess we shall retire, and we will see each other early in the morning. I get up, I rise early. I
Well, it's
suspect our.
it's 9 o'clock in the morning right now. Well, 10 o'clock maybe
Oh, this
at the
room.
most.
Excuse me. I kept thinking 9 o'clock in the evening.
No.
So,
Or-
While
brunch.
while we're talking, I do want to make sure that no one is listening in on this.
All right, rolls.
I agree.
Um, you can roll. I mean, ultimately, you can see from there. You're standing in the middle of on an open area, so there's really nowhere around you where anybody
No
can
one
hide.
eavesdropping.
Right. Yeah, you're just standing over there smoking, so you're just like by yourself, and can easily see when anybody will be walking around you.
Does anybody have any thoughts of what kind of creature, and if it really does exist? I mean, the size, let alone 2 elephants with antlers. I've never heard of such a creature, not even in mythology, which I do, occasionally do a little research here and there. It's kind of like a hobby for me.
I was meaning to go to the library, see if anyone there. could point me in the right direction.
I hope we can sneak away before we start. Yes.
Well,
And
we have the whole day.
Samuel says, "Well, technically, until tomorrow morning, we don't have anything to do. So, I mean, what's stopping us?"
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Old Bean. Ladies, may I accompany you to the biblioteca, the library?
You may.
I will escort the ladies and go with them.
Just your hand out.
All four of you are heading towards the little library. You know, you walk about 2 blocks, and there is the little library, which is, again, on a building much like looking like a house. It's not necessarily a library style building. And you get there, there's a nice sign. Oxford Library, we'll say, something of that kind. And
Okay.
and you know, you look at the door, and the door seems to be very, very thick. It looks like, I mean, you just looking at one side of the door, which is the outside. That door looks like super strong. Like it just gives you that vibe. So whenever you're gonna open the door and you open it, go ahead and roll strength.
I'll let the ladies first.
Oh.
Wow.
I,
So
you see?
Bernice grabs the door handle
She's
and
really
she just
fucking
pulls it open. And even though if she pulls it open easily, she can tell the door is not your typical door. And even after you open the door, you can see how thick that door is, which is at least 2 feet as thick.
2 feet?
2 feet.
Holy cow. Oh.
Yeah, that's like a big bolt. Door.
Yeah. You enter, and when you enter, you notice that the wall that is obviously holding that door also seems to be too thick. I mean, 2 feet thick.
I want to see, as soon as the doors open and we see that it's this fortified.
Yep.
I want to see if I can spot anyone inside. Like, I want to.
Well, you know, there's some people reading
anyone or anything that
inside.
we're not
There's
seeing.
there's some locals reading inside. There's a librarian over there that seems
Could
to
I
be.
roll a history
I'm sorry.
on the building? Could I roll a history to see if I know anything about why a building would be built like that?
Sure. No.
That's pretty bad failure.
So
It's okay.
ultimately, there's a librarian, and there's some people reading. You know, minding their own business. There's some kids. They seem to be reading some stories or whatever. Um, and some other gentleman just writing stuff like his own thing, minding his own business. So you enter, and the librarian says, "Oh, some new faces." Obviously, she has an English accent, which I cannot pull it off, and I'm not going to try. And she says, "Oh, we have some new faces here. What's so wonderful! Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so nice to have you around this town. You know, we don't get that many visitors nowadays. Um, I guess our town doesn't necessarily have the most renown of any other places here in England. Um, Even though we're very well known for our natural disasters, but you know, we don't necessarily, nobody really hears about us. What brings you here?"
I dare say, young lady, it's actually natural disasters. We were curious. Could you tell us a little bit more about the natural disasters that befall upon this quaint spot. For I notice your door is a little thicker than most. Is there any reason for that?
Oh well, you see, during around this area we have some sort of very heavy storms with like very, very strong winds. And sometimes, trees break up, you end up with limbs flying everywhere. You may end up having a car or two fly out. And the last thing you
Hmm.
want, is something just breaking your walls and just breaking into your building, wherever you're just safe and you keep your things safe. So, we just started making our walls a little thicker, and that way, whenever it's about to storm, whatever, we stay inside. And the good thing about this is that, everything's so thick that when it rains, you can't even hear the rain outside. Everything's completely soundproof.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know London rains quite a bit.
Yeah, here in England, altogether rains quite a bit, and it's really useful not to keep everything quiet, because you keep those leprechauns quiet too.
Oh, you don't believe in such things, do you?
Well, um, everybody that lives around these parts, we do.
Hold on. Please, miss. Entertain me once again because I'm a foreigner.
Well, sometimes you
Leprechauns.
may go on a picnic and
Yes.
and you hear some sort of strange noise, whatever you're eating, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you look, and you're missing half a sandwich, and then you know that a leprechaun just ate that half a sandwich without you realizing it. You ever get a flat tire
My.
when you go park somewhere and then you come back to the car and you find it flat? That's a leprechaun that played a trick on you. They're just
Us.
mischievous little things, um, but they seem to make this distinguishable noises, that we prefer not to listen to, because if we don't listen to them, we know that they can't affect us.
Oh, is it like that? Is it like that creature? It's like I can't remember the name of it. It's about the size of two elephants and has antlers. Have you heard of it?
No, no, I don't know what you're talking about. No, excuse me, I'm a
Hmm.
little busy right now. I have to go organize the historic section. So if you
Oh,
need
yes, yes,
anything,
yes.
please just let me know, and I'll try to assist you if I'm not terribly busy to the point that I cannot stop doing whatever I'm doing. Thank you. And she just walks away.
Um,
I said something obviously wrong. She's scared about something, wouldn't you say?
I'd say.
that much is obvious.
But she believes in leprechauns. And I don't think a leprechaun is the size of two elephants with horns or antlers, whatever it's called. But look at these doors. Look at these walls. Leprechauns, rain that comes down. Preposterous, I dare say. Here, here.
That is odd.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Maybe one of you ladies could ask one of the kids. Kids love to talk.
So immediately turn Severity. Oh, let me describe Sybil just so you guys have a bit of an idea of what she looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
She's got rugged features, tan skin, littered with severe third degree or old burn scarring across her face and body. She's thin with and nimble but well-defined muscles, shoulder-length black hair, dark brown eyes, 5'4", 134 pounds, wears pretty modest, mostly black clothing.
Should we just like all describe our characters while we're at it?
if you want to.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay. Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
As Dr. Scott, I wear a three-piece suit, tweed, because that's the style he feels. Um, I would say, a definite leather shoe, and perhaps a bowler that he keeps at his side, but not on his head because he's inside. And instead of wearing a tie, he wears bow ties. Um, and probably a white shirt and a gold pocket watch that's like a railroad pocket watch, and cigars, as we've discussed earlier.
Um. Okay, Bernice is she's slim as was like the ideal of the day. She's built like an Italian greyhound. These big
Mm.
green eyes that draw you in, and honey brown hair that's like immaculately curled. Her skin is really clear. She's dressed in a sharp daytime suit with the cardigan and the pleated skirt. Nice low-heeled shoes and a cloche. Very stylishly dressed.
All right.
Nice.
And Samuel.
What about our NPC? Yeah, I was about to ask.
Samuel is wearing some worn out black shoes. He's let me see. He's not that tall, but he is definitely on the bulky side. He's wearing some worn out brown pants. He will be wearing a vanilla color shirt. He will be wearing a worn out coat and a hat. And everything that is worn out, it's also a little bit dirty. You see a little bit of dry mud here and there on his clothes.
How robust is our fellow adventurer?
Uh, well, he is. I want to say that he is about what 5'5", 5'6",
Okay.
and he is. He will be. If I will have to give you some weight as a measurement, I will tell you that he is about 190 to 200 pounds.
Oh, he's a big boy.
But
Okay.
he is not.
I get it.
But he's not fat.
No, but he's still a big boy at 5'4" or 5'5".
Yeah.
So he's almost as tall as he's round. He's the shape of a circle.
Yeah, and when you look at his arms, particularly, his arms are fairly big. Like when you look at the coat that he has on, you can see that the coat is pretty tight around his
Stretching?
arms.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he's like Popeye.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I've seen the type in the Navy before. I kind of get his build.
Yeah. So Tom says,
Well,
I am. He looks at you. And he's like, by the way, let me clear this out. I know that we're gonna
Yes.
go hunting, and I am not very emotional by any means. Says I deal on the daily with the dead, and there's not much that moves me. However, I have a very big interest in surviving. So, with that being said, I am an undertaker, and
Oh.
like I said, I deal with I dig graves for a living and prepare the bodies and all that. But at the same time, I want to go back to the U.S. So if we can try all together to team up and see how we can succeed in our mission, so this lunatic doesn't get us all killed, that'll be fantastic.
Well, I'm in I'm in agreement with you 100% wholeheartedly.
Yes.
I don't intend on dying here either.
Well, you're certainly dressed for it.
Well, he says, I am a little concerned. We're looking for a creature that is the size of 2 elephants that nobody has seen other than his friend. And then he expects us not to drink any water. I wonder what will happen the moment that he catches us drinking water.
Well, he's not going to catch us.
Let's make sure he doesn't catch us.
Just saying. I wonder how frantic he is going to get. Or how frantic he is going to get the moment that he doesn't find what he's looking for. How long are we going to stay here until he finds what he's looking for or realizes that there's not anything that he's looking for?
Well, maybe there's something here because look at the doors, look at the walls. They talk about leprechauns, and leprechauns aren't they from Ireland or something?
Well, it's the I'm assuming it's got to do with the region, he says.
Oh, I'm sure it is too because most beasts or dogs, cross lines and they don't know if it's a different country. I get that.
Right.
While we're talking here, I want to keep our voice relatively low, but I also want to make sure that no one's listening in our conversation, including the librarian who supposedly stepped away.
Good point. Good point.
All right. So, the librarian, you don't have her in sight anymore because she just walked away. But everybody is just standing, or well, not standing, but is in their same spots that they were when you arrived. You just stayed over there by the front desk, while the librarian just took off.
So anyone who would be within earshot?
You will have to talk kind of loud for them to hear you. I mean, ultimately, it is a library, so I'm assuming that you're whispering.
Yes.
Yes, of course. We're whispering. Miss Horton, is it Bernice, right?
Bernice, yes.
Are you familiar with the Dewey Decimal System? Because I am not very, I'm not very good at it. Perhaps you can find. Perhaps we can find something on mythical creatures in this area and leprechauns, perhaps. Maybe it's 2 leprechauns that get on the backs of one another and hold up sticks. Who knows?
Say I'm trying to find the if there is a section on
Tell you what, just roll spot hidden. I mean, library use.
I wanted to go for spot hidden instead.
Well, no, spot hidden is just to see if.
I'm just kidding, just kidding.
But yeah, library use. All right.
regular
So library use. And I'll tell you what, everybody can roll library use. And you want to roll it, whatever.
I do want to keep an eye out for any eavesdropping.
She's good at this. I love her.
That's fine.
I love her.
I know that somebody passed a psychology roll today, so make sure you put a check mark right next to your psychology. In that way, it marks that you passed that roll. And also on this library use roll, if you pass it, put that check mark right next to it, because then at the end of the session, we're going to run improvements on that character. So, okay. So everybody will want to roll all the rolls possible, because ultimately, even though if you may or may not find something, but if you pass the roll, you get to improve it at the end. If you don't pass the roll now, you don't get to improve it at the end. So on the library use, you locate an area with a book with old newspaper articles. And in some of those newspapers, you see that there's newspapers all the way dating up to the, I don't know, 1700s. You know, there's obviously the newspaper starts looking a little bit better and newer as it goes, from just simply some pages written down. And it talks about different things that happen to the town. How from time to time, big storms come and end up destroying the town, and how certain people are losing pets suddenly, especially horses. They seem to disappear. There are accounts of people just going into the forest and coming back having to walk because they tend to hear some whistling sounds, which later on their different articles, people start accounting as leprechauns, whistling. And right after that, they their horses, they seem to disappear, or they end up finding pieces of the horses, and the horses end up like getting killed, and there's some accounts of the horses dying. There's another account in which there was a big storm and some of the houses got destroyed, and they are stating that the winds and things that flew around, I guess, destroyed the walls and the houses and buildings. There's on the same accounts, there's accounts that every time that happens, they seem to hear the whistlings and stuff, and they're saying how the leprechauns seem to be fairly good at announcing when the storms are coming. And pretty much that.
Does there seem to be like a regular pattern, like it's every so many years or a specific time of the year?
Not really.
Alright.
Not really. The only thing you do notice is that maybe from 50 years ago, that's when people started building their houses so thick. And also at the same time, the articles and anything else of people just going to the forest for excursions or anything like that, all of a sudden they just stop. Nobody talks about the forest anymore. Nobody seems to have any accounts of going into the forest anymore. Everybody just stays over.
Years, you said?
Huh? About 50 years
It
or
was
so.
50 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the latest article that you find when it comes to that.
I just like relay the information. Like grisly details about horses and people going missing after hearing whistling.
Yeah, you do hear that.
Must be one rules.
So, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me just a second. I forgot to roll the. Where is it? God. Okay, there we go. I failed it too. All right. The librarian finally pops out after she sees you reading, and she says, "Oh, I see you're into history. That's very good. You know, it's really good to find to learn the history from places. You know, especially as a tourist. I'm sure you're trying to get the most amount of knowledge as you possibly can of the new places you visit. You know, that's pretty good." She goes ahead and she tells you, you know, there's a book up there in that section, in the children's section, that is not a published book, but it is more of a children's book. And the kids have, or at least the people from the town, as they were kids, they have drawing. They have drawn in there. They have made many drawings, and ultimately we collect them in there. And I consider it to be a very important and interesting part of the town's history. Maybe you should take a look at it.
Okay.
I think you may be impressed as to the art. And she goes back to the front desk
She's nodding.
right after
Does
that.
she seem
And then
genuine?
she's
Hold on, what?
Does she seem genuine in her
Yeah,
intentions
she seemed genuine when she was talking to you. She definitely was looking around, hoping that almost as if something was making her nervous. Maybe looking like nobody was there at that moment.
All right, let's check out this book of children's drawings.
All right. So when you grab the book, you start seeing the drawings. You see some drawings of people riding horses, kids playing with dogs. Obviously, um, in the way that a child will draw
Mhm.
that. But then, slowly the drawings start getting a little weird. At first, you see this little troll-like figure that is drawn. Kind of looking like the seven dwarfs from Snow White. Very innocently.
Mhm.
Then after that, you start seeing a different depiction with maybe sharp teeth and claws. Um,
Oh my.
in
Oh,
one of the
oh, oh
drawings,
my stars.
they seem to be biting a dog. One of them. And then
Oh
there
dear
is
me.
one particular drawing that gets your attention, which seems to be the drawing of a 12-year-old kid of the forest, which it shows some trees, and then it shows this very strange creature that has antlers, that it seems to be taller than most trees, and obviously it's very shadowy, so you don't get to see a lot of details on it. But
Mm.
it just stands there, and it seems to have somebody almost looking like it's floating in front of him, or it in front of it.
Now, Crypt Keeper, offline. Um, you said it stands. Now, when animals so-called stand, I think of 4 feet. Are you telling me that this creature is bipedal
No,
by the drawing?
it's on the drawing.
Okay.
He's standing on,
Okay.
on four legs.
Yikes.
Fascinating.
Just as scary.
And Bernice is like jotting down notes and like sketching.
Actually, I was just gonna. I think Sybil's doing a similar thing. Weirdly enough.
This is not time to use. Oh, you're taking notes. Okay. All right. Ignore the crayons. I can see the two of you just scribbling, taking notes.
I got crayons
Off the
like
sh-
a little child.
I know.
And Samuel says,
Carry on.
She wouldn't be drawing anything. maybe like
Okay.
tiny sketches, but probably
It's,
mostly
it's
taking
not time
notes.
to. It's not time to. It's not time to compete with the kids in the coloring book. Yes,
Samuel.
I see that.
Samuel looks at you on the eye. You know, he's got a very pale look. He doesn't necessarily show much emotion ever, but he does have one eye that kind of twitches. You know, and
He's
out of
that friend.
out of looking at Samuel, you can tell that the guy has gone through a lot. He's
Okay.
You know, Samuel is definitely not somebody that has a lot of sanity. I can tell you that right now. His sanity
Right.
is like on the low end. Um, he looks at you and he's like, we're really starting to consider a child's book as a way of preparing ourselves for going on a hunt.
Uh, yes. Yes. No one else can tell us anything about it, and if a child can tell me, I'm gonna believe the kid. So,
And
Okay.
Is the
I'm thinking about going.
drawing
Okay.
dated?
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's a good. That's a good thing.
Okay. So then, if we're gonna go by that, then how does a human being flies?
Oh, I thought that was a light. You're telling me that's what is that? The thing that's floating in front. I thought that was a light. That's not a light? You think that's a creature?
He's like, no, that looks like a person that is just floating in front of that thing.
Does the drawing
Look, I
have
don't.
a name or a date or anything like that?
No, it says Johnny, and I don't know. We can say that it says
Oh,
probably
damn that boy Johnny.
18. I don't know, 1968.
Oh yeah, okay.
1868.
Well, maybe his dad's around or his grandpa's around. Who knows?
Well, no. If this was from 1868, then by now he would be more than an adult.
Well,
Yeah, and
who knows in this creepy? Who knows in this creepy town?
so
Talk about leprechauns
So Samuel-
and blind people.
Samuel just says, okay, so let's think about this for a minute. So we are considering leprechauns. We are considering whatever this is. We're even considering the floating human.
Yeah.
Are we bringing a? What are we supposedly going to hunt this with? Are we going to use the rifle that Tom brought?
Well, I was thinking when everybody else goes, that I would hold down the fort, and being chivalrous, I will let the ladies go, and I will hold down the fort and take care of anything that needs to be taken care of here.
Hmm.
I doubt Tom will agree to that.
Yeah, I think
really
he's gonna.
don't know.
I think he's gonna have a strong case of, I paid you all money, so you'll need to go with me, type thing.
Yes. Oh, nothing is free.
So we really need to start looking at the big picture on this. He says, if we're really going to take this seriously, something just tells me that a rifle ain't just gonna cut it.
I need a drink. I don't know about you people.
her niece
I
just
need a
like looks
drink.
at him and very calmly, quietly says, "If he gives us trouble, I have a shotgun that can give him trouble back."
You know how to.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't want to upset our employer without due cost.
Oh, it's hard to be upset when you're dead.
Here. Good point.
So
Good point. But it'd be a little suspicious if you just disappeared.
Around this town, look at these articles. It's kind of normal. Natural disasters 101.
go ahead, everybody, and roll some intelligence.
Oh, this is my good stat.
I can't pass a single roll. Hopefully.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Hard success.
So you notice that in the book, that seems to be the only drawing of that particular thing. There's nothing else showing anything else, like any signs of evil leprechauns. I mean, there's other drawings with leprechauns, but all of the other ones are just, nice, innocent creatures that just hop around, petting bunnies and riding unicorns and, stuff like that.
Oh, I like that one. That's a nice picture.
But that's the only one in which, the leprechauns just don't seem very, very friendly. The unicorn seem to have antlers and is like completely huge and seems to be about to eat a floating human being. So, it seems to come to mind to you, Bernice, that maybe you should find out if dear Johnny is still alive.
Yes, that I was just
Yeah.
going to suggest.
Just like jot down the name. Was it Johnny with like an
A
initial?
big J.
Yeah, John. Let's say that it says Johnny J. There you go.
Okay. So as well, I think this might be worth looking into.
Do you want to check the census?
I think that would be a great idea.
Well, yeah, maybe you should ask the librarian too.
Yeah,
You know,
might be easier and faster since
ask her-
everybody knows everybody in this.
How old does the
ask her,
librarian
you
look?
know,
Librarian is a very older. I want to say about her high 60s. She was blonde at some point. Right now, she's got white hair, long white hair tied on her back. She wears a long, very classical style braid that goes right on the middle of her back.
Mm.
She has very soft features. You can tell that it seems like the type of woman that doesn't ever get angry or upset. She seems to have a very soft demeanor, you know. She also seems to look like somebody that has gone through a lot, due to the way that she carries herself. Almost as she shows that she seems to carry a lot of weight over her shoulders. But that's about it.
So asking her about it, I'd be like very, um, very gentle, patient, just like, not expecting an answer, but like being
Yeah.
like, oh, I was hoping you would be able to, I was hoping you would be able to point me in the direction of this Mr. Johnny J. Oh, I do love this. I would like to ask if he had continued with art. He showed a
Oh,
lot
well,
of talent.
Johnny, yeah, Johnny lives, I want to say, about 5 blocks that way. He has a house. I mean, Johnny is definitely not the guy or the kid he used to be. He used to be such a cheerful kid and so nice. He used to go hunting with his family, and then one day, all of a sudden, something happened while he was hunting, and
Oh no.
I don't know exactly how it happened, but his dad and his brothers died, and he was
Dear me.
horrified. And then up to, he stayed with his mom. His mom raised him, and eventually one day he just decided to bring that drawing to put in the book, saying that he wanted to include his view of the town's kids' drawings. All right.
So, Bernice, if you can get the address, I will I will go ahead and see if I can fill out for a maybe a temporary library card.
Of course. And she like jots down where the librarian said he was living.
I'm also
Maybe
gonna
even
write that
ask
address
for the draw
down.
map.
I'm gonna do that.
All right. So ultimately, the librarian tells you, okay, well, I'm going to be honest with you. Since that time, John has not been doing very well. At least when his mom was alive, his mom was devastated, but ultimately she knew she had to pull through, at the very least, for him, for Johnny. Um, but Johnny was never able to recover from whatever happened. He never spoke about whatever happened. Um, but ultimately, while his mom was alive, she was taking care of him and the house. And then, unfortunately, when she passed, Johnny was left on his own. And I don't think Johnny's somebody that should be living by himself.
All the more
Um,
reason to pay him a visit.
no, I'm just letting you know that what you will see may be, different, maybe a little rough.
Turn left at the stop sign, then exit right.
So what?
Thank you, GPS.
Sorry,
No.
I'm trying to find a place to park.
So, but she says, okay, well, yeah, he lives about five blocks down that road. Um, is the only house over there. Everybody, the few people that were living nearby moved, and that house became inhabitable a long time ago. And then everybody just started building houses on this area of the town, trying to keep the whole town together. So you could probably get there within, I don't know, 10 minutes.
We'll be sure to say that you sent your regards.
We'll prefer not to.
Mm.
All right.
I think everybody chooses to do whatever everybody chooses to do, and some people just want to be left alone. And I wouldn't really want to be the one that sends anybody to disturb those that want to be alone.
Understood.
So, if there's nothing else, I'm going to continue working. It was very nice to meet you. I do hope
it was wonderful.
I do hope you have an excellent time on the town, and try to stay safe.
I intend to. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I gotta say it because I'm a minority. Creepy ass white people, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I get it.
Oh my goodness. She belongs in a horror film.
I mean, what do you think this is?
Wait a sec. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, no.
So, all right. So you start heading slowly but surely towards John's house. Finally, you get close to his house and you see how the house and the property is very run down. The uh, the grass has not been mowed in forever, so it's very very tall. You see some snakes moving around the grass, and there's a pathway that you can walk through, and that pathway seems to be clear. But there's also wildlife going on there. the house, the house looks like it needs some work. Definitely, the paint doesn't look like it's there anymore. It's falling apart in many different places. The doors seem to have been nailed shut in order for it to stay in place. All the windows are boarded, and that's the house. So, do you want to knock on the door?
No. I want to go someplace else. Yeah, we're gonna knock on the door.
I wanna get out of view and
And let everybody else be seen. Okay, I see how this is going.
boy, no, I just want to kind of like um bird around the house and see if there's any other entryways, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to snoop.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, why is it always the ladies get to snoop?
Well, no
Yeah.
one's stopping you.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know. Maybe some sense of
Well,
preservation.
watch out for them snakes in the grass.
yeah. I think Sybil will just like nod and then kind of disappear.
Maybe some sense of preservation. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll spot hidden.
Me?
Hey, whoever's trying to snoop.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is gonna be.
You are
great.
doing real good.
I'm doing great, guys.
You know what? When we get close to the cave or whatever we're gonna find, I want you to go first.
I'm going to die with these rolls.
All
No,
right.
it's okay, it's
So
okay.
That is a
that's a fumble. That is a fumble. So go ahead and roll. I mean, because that's pretty bad as it is, but we're gonna determine how bad it is. Go ahead and roll your luck.
oh boy. Okay.
Oh wow,
Civil.
you gotta ask to roll your luck.
Okay. All right.
Succeeded
So
in
when you go look, you find a window that it's been boarded. However, there seems to be a little spot where the light just seems to shine through. You get close to look, and you can't help you can't help to put your hand on the wall and then the other hand on the window, and you kind of leaning to look. As you lean to look, unfortunately, the window is just too old and too rotten to the point that it just breaks. When it breaks, unfortunately, the glass cracks and it cuts your eyelid open.
Oh my goodness.
And you go ahead and you take a 1d5 damage, please. So type.
me to roll that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to type / roll, and then space
Yeah.
1d5.
All right. Ow.
4 points of damage.
That's almost half my health.
Oh my god. Is there a
And
doctor? Oh wait, that's me. Yes.
Yeah, you can. You can try rolling first aid. See if she recovers anything.
Yeah.
When I-
Can I like? Do I have time as soon as the window? basically cracks and crashes in my eye. Can I just like kind of cut my eye, keep it like, you know, I don't want to touch it, but just, and then like try to go away from the area, kind of get back towards the front, maybe.
Yeah, you take a couple steps back, but ultimately you're freaking out too much about your eye now.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go back to group and try not to make any noise.
So,
More noise, I should say.
okay, Papa Doc, go ahead and roll a
Okay.
First
So
aid.
when I make my rolls, I'm looking at my sheet, and what button is it that you roll for first
just-
aid? I've tried the circle and everything.
No,
else,
not the
and-
circle. You
You
just
have to have it off edit mode.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I same thing.
Okay, all right. Let me go for things in. Where's my first aid? I just saw it a second ago.
It's under fast talk.
Yeah, it's alphabetized.
Now, why is
It's
it?
on the very left side of the sheet.
Why is it graded? Oh, because unfortunately, there we go. There we go. I'm sorry, guys.
All right.
Oh no.
Can I try?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
No.
kidding me?
And
Oh, no.
well, we can have
Are you kidding me?
we can have
Really?
Bernice
You know what? You're bad
roll
luck.
it too. There you go. Look at Bernice coming to the
Bernice,
rescue.
we love you.
She is bad luck. What it
Bernice.
is.
Okay,
Bernice
so
is good luck and I'm bad luck.
Sybil,
Yes.
go ahead and roll a 1d3,
Alright.
and that's how much health you will recover.
No, you don't roll nothing.
I
The
won't
rest of
roll,
the
yes,
time-
Bernice, you roll.
You want me to roll the 1d3?
Yeah.
No. Sybil rolls a 1d3.
Oh, okay. I don't
Alright.
finish this. It's okay. I'll take it. That's
Ooh.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. I roll high, which is usually good.
Yeah,
but
that
it's
is good.
Not good here.
That is good.
10.
All right,
Wait,
so
I
as
only
you're
lost
getting
half
the
the top.
as you're getting your eye fixed, you hear a door opening, and you kind of hear the door because you go like, and it just opens up, and when it
Who's
opens up.
standing there?
And when it opens up, you see that not the wall that was nailed shut, but actually another wall that didn't seem to have a door actually is the door, and that's what opened up. And this guy,
Oh, wow.
just pops out. He's wearing literally a tinfoil hat that he made himself. He has no underwear.
Oh, he signed it.
He has no underwear. He hasn't shaved in decades. He hasn't cut his hair in decades either. Showers are not a thing around here. And he's barefooted too. He comes behind you.
Completely naked aside from the hat.
And the shirt. He has a shirt on. The shirt that is
Okay.
that is completely raggedy and broken. It's got more holes than, I mean, it looks like a bunch of patches put together than an actual shirt. And so he stands right there where you're at. He comes out. He's like, "Who are you? Are you with those damn leprechauns?
No.
Haven't you
we're not.
already
We're
done
the
enough?
opposite.
Haven't you already done enough?"
I'm too tall. I am too tall.
Well, maybe. You
Can
know
I
what?
like step forward and try to like calm him down?
You can probably transform, can't you?
No, not at all.
Who are you? What do you want? Nobody comes to this.
Information.
Nobody comes around this parts.
Well,
we're
we were
foreigners.
hoping you could answer some questions. We're quite interested in the local folklore.
You go to the library if you're interested in local folklore. Talk to the sheriff. He doesn't like me much. Then again,
Went to the
he says I give him reason, but I don't give him reason. All I do really is, you can see I live over here. So from time to time, I may go to the store and try to shop with my mystical coins that I have and my extreme lavish outfits that I wear. Look, what do you think about this shirt? I made it myself.
Oh, wonderful. I wish I could get one myself.
Oh, I can make one for you.
Well, could you?
Yeah.
You are Johnny J, correct?
I am. I'm Johnny Jefferson Johnson.
Huh. Nice to meet you. I
Thank you.
am
Nice to meet
Dr.
you, too.
Scott.
Oh,
And
nice.
me and my compatriots here.
yeah,
Would you like to
You're not
sit
from around
outside,
here,
or
are
would you? No, absolutely not. You can tell by my American accent.
Yeah, yeah. I can. Also about the fact that you're here. Nobody comes here that lives around here.
We have some questions, and maybe you can enlighten us. Would you like to sit here on the porch, or would you like to invite us in?
No, hold on. I think I got a better one. He turns around. He grabs a bunch of grass from his hands. He starts pulling it out, breaking it, and he makes piles. And he's like, "Hey, there you go. Sit down."
Okay, why, if you don't mind me asking, why did you grab the grass first? Educate me. I'm a heathen.
Because I made us chairs.
Oh, of course, yes. What was I thinking? Absolutely. I just didn't want to state the obvious to myself, but I'm glad you explained it to me. Carry on.
Yeah, I know. See, Lucy, the man knows.
I look around for Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah, my little sister. She goes with me everywhere.
Is she beside you right now?
Yeah, she's just right here. She's 3.
Oh, I'm not really good with kids, but yes,
Do we
I do
see
understand.
anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so you know what? That's our next roll, ladies. Hot damn it!
I. Well, I don't.
Would you step away from me, please?
Yeah, I'll. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, that's about what I
Wow.
expected.
Wouldn't it be psychology, not psychoanalysis? Or...
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well,
Oh!
My goodness!
oh,
You are just too close to me. Would you please?
oh,
Okay.
So,
Look at.
okay,
The
so
one that's
two
not
different-
educated.
two
the one
different
that's
things.
not educated gets it.
Two different things happens. So, Papa Doc, when
Yes.
you try to understand him, you notice that the more you try to understand him, the more confused you get, and at that point,
Yes.
also the smell that just comes from this guy is just getting to you because he just seems to be sitting right next to you. So he definitely smells like he hasn't showered in decades. And also he probably doesn't clean himself when he goes to the bathroom and whatnot. So
Yeah, I already get that.
at this point you start getting a raging headache, and go ahead and roll a 1d3.
A 1d3. Ouch.
Yeah.
So when I do a 1d3,
So forward
do I have
slash.
to do
roll,
forward slash? Yeah, okay. Roll. Okay.
1d3.
D3. Survey says.
Yeah.
You know
Alright.
what? She's standing close to
And
me.
then
You
after
know,
that-
young lady,
And then after that, your head just hurts so much, and you just cannot take the smell that you just get up and you just walk like
I
outside the
excuse
property line.
myself.
You just walk
I,
outside the
I
property
excuse my.
line. You just cannot take it anymore.
Yeah, I just. I'll be back, ladies. I need a breath of fresh air, and I immediately pull out a cigar
So,
to help kill the smell.
so he looks at you as you're walking out. He's like, "Are you okay?
Yeah. I just need a
Would
little
you
bit
like
of
some
breather.
water?"
No. No water right now. I just need to smoke this out. It's my nerves, good man. My nerves.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
I make sure I
ladies.
don't insult him.
So he says, "Ladies, what are you
Yes.
here for? Is he bringing you to me?"
No, we would like to ask about some of the local folklore. I believe you said to go to the library. We did, and they actually sent us to you. Said you might have
I don't know
some
who he was
idea.
sent to me, but I've been living here all my life. I've been living inside of this house. Me and my sister and I.
Of course. You
So,
said something about leprechauns. Could you tell us about
oh
them?
yeah, those things are mischievous. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. You gotta be careful. You know, I mean, you can
Naturally.
be walking around and then they show up and then they trip you and you just fall, or they grab a stick and they throw it in front of you so you can fall, or if you, for some kind of reason, leave something unattended, they just take it and they disappear.
My nursemaid, Betsy, she would always tell me about how they were such trouble.
And then,
Hmm.
however, the worst part is when you hear him whistle. Because if you hear him whistle, that means that the thing is coming.
Might I ask if it's a normal human sounding whistle? Or is it more like bird song? Or maybe like a train whistle?
It seems to be, I think it's human. I haven't heard it in a long
Fairly
time, luckily. But you know what? Every time I heard it, it gave me the chills.
Oh, I'd imagine. This the thing comes, you said. When it whistles, the thing is coming. What is this thing?
Yeah.
May I ask?
So there's this huge winds that just happen to appear. That I remember I used to hug myself against a tree in order to not to be tossed away or flown out. And and then eventually it comes. It's this gigantic thing that that's got the body of, I don't know, a gigantic reindeer. It's got arms. It's got it's got a human face. And has antlers. And he eats people. And the leprechauns too.
Fascinating. He eats people and leprechauns, you said?
No, the leprechauns eat people.
The leprechauns do. Fascinating.
Yeah.
You just read
I
that.
think they're all teaming up.
Well, that's quite the frightening hunting party.
Well, yeah. I remember back in the day, when I was a kid, that, certain things were happening because that thing was on the loose. And several houses that were built close to the forest. They ended up getting destroyed, and everybody was found inside, like ripped apart. And from then on, people in town started making sure that they were building thick houses, really strong stuff. Nobody's gonna blow those houses away.
So they were to protect from the winds, and I believe the librarian told us they were soundproof. That was to not hear the whistling.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you can't hear anything with those walls. I mean, even the police station is built like that. Even the diner.
I bet it does do quite a bit to help with storms. Hmm?
Yeah, my friend Fred's house is built like that too. Fred is my friend.
Would he have any experiences like yours, may I ask?
No, he's just a friend. He just comes and checks up on me every once in a while.
Well, that's kind of him. We could all use friends like that.
Yeah, he brings me some food every once in a while too.
That was a lot of very helpful information. Does anyone else have something they would like to ask the gentleman?
Am I still away?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I wait at the edge of the property, pacing.
All right. So if you guys are done, he says, "Okay, well, if you want something to eat, I got some food inside. I've been collecting
It's very
lately,
helpful,
so I got a new harvest. If you guys are interested in eating."
well, that's very kind, but we've already imposed on you too much as it is.
Well, I mean, I can share. I'm not selfish. I got enough berries and bugs that we can all eat.
How about the edge of the property?
We wouldn't want to take that away from you. Thank you for your hospitality.
We actually just came in today. We should go to our accommodations, get settled for the day. We just wanted to get an extra head start on this research.
All right. Well, it was very nice to meet you, and if you're interested,
Thanks.
you can stop by anytime you want. I can use some company here and there. My sister always excited every time someone comes. Oh, hold on! And he just jumps and grabs a snake. And when he grabs it, he bites it on the neck, and he lifts it up with one arm. He's like, "You sure you want to stay? I got lunch."
Grow into that.
Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you.
And I'm going to begin leaving.
I like that. Enjoy your lunch.
All right, well,
And like,
take it easy
Denise
now.
is headed, just like waving and saying, "Thank you so much for your time again."
Oh, you're welcome. Please come back.
Out of earshot of the guy, she's just like in a very hushed tone, just saying, "We are never coming back here, ever again."
Oh, shit.
You sure about that? I thought he liked you.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
God, I hope not.
All right. So what's next, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, I wait for them to share the information with me and whatnot, and say, where do you think we should go next? I think we bit off more than we can chew.
Perhaps, but it is fascinating.
It's fascinating. Like like Samuel said, if we're going to entertain these thoughts, we're going in with a patron that's got deep pockets, has already paid us. We're indebted to him. I could be sick. I think I'll be sick tomorrow. Shit. Leprechauns, tinfoil hats, snakes. What's next? Do you want to go talk to the sheriff?
Well, I think the logical option here is invest in some good earplugs. Perhaps there is a general store I could sell them to us.
Sutlery?
That might be a good idea, but I'm not sure if it will help.
Well, does it matter
It does.
whether you hear the whistling or not? So if
That
you don't hear the
question
whistling,
would be the difference between life and death.
yeah, I'm gonna be sick tomorrow.
Good luck getting that across to Tom.
I look to Samuel.
So
Well,
Perhaps we can speak with the sheriff, but I do agree that having earplugs, whether or not we use them, might be a good idea.
all right. So you guys start heading back to the town, like walking the
Yeah.
blocks back. Okay. So you walk
yeah.
back
We're not wearing any tinfoil hats though.
Yeah, you walk back and you go by the you see that upcoming is the grocery store, and then passing the grocery store there's the police station.
Did anybody see his sister?
No.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
All right.
Do you want to split up? Do you
Well,
want to
if
just
it's
stay
on the
together?
way- Well, if it's on the way, we might as well just pick up the earplugs, and then go to the sheriff's station.
You know they're a newfangled thing. Earplugs. I really don't
We could
believe
all-
in them.
Cotton.
Yeah.
Beeswax.
It lessens the production in factories. I don't think that's
But we are
Really
in a
does.
factory, so I don't think it matters.
it's newfangled. It's new. It's just too new.
All right. So where to first then?
Let's head to the. Is the grocery store the corner store?
Yeah, it's the the town store pretty much. It's like they sell everything and anything in there that you can possibly manage to get. It's like a convenience store of sorts.
Well, cruise around in the store, see if there's anything else, or any creepy ass paintings or anything. Do they sell tinfoil hats?
Are you going inside of the store?
Yeah, let's head.
I'm going to go inside, but I'm not going to ask about tinfoil hats. But
Okay. You go inside the store, and as soon as you walk in, a gentleman just pops his head out from around a cabinet. He says, Johnny? And then he looks. He says, oh, no, it's not Johnny. I thought you guys were Johnny. Wow, you guys smell like Johnny. Um,
I keep
what,
smoking.
what can I help?
I did not get that close.
He looks at you. He looks at you
All your
guys.
customers like that.
He looks at you guys and says, "What can I do you for, lady? What have you done to your eye?"
Don't worry about it.
We need some provisions. I'm looking for some alcohol, some cotton balls, and maybe
it's-
some gauze strips.
If it's for that eye, she needs stitches.
I can provide the stitches. I am a doctor,
Okay.
but I need some provisions here.
Okay, sure, yeah, no problem. Here you go. Maybe you want to take a shower too. Just spitballing here.
Yes, eventually. We just came out of the forest.
Oh, the forest smells like that. Wow, I could have sworn you've been hanging around with Johnny.
Oh, and that fellow is who's Johnny?
That was the guy we just talked to.
Yeah, the guy that you guys just.
Bearing my ignorance.
Just
Gentlemen. And then she said, "Oh yeah, that Johnny. Yes, of course. How I could forget."
Yeah,
Yes,
I haven't
pass the
seen
alcohol.
him this week. I have to go. I was thinking about going by tomorrow to bring him some things, some food and whatnot. I'm trying to talk him into possibly allowing me to help him bathe.
Oh, you're Fred.
So what?
Said, oh, you're Fred.
Yeah, I am.
Um,
And you
He
like
has
So,
quite a few-
um,
about you.
yes, he did.
and who are you guys?
We're out of towners. We are foreigners. We're interested in history and culture and natural disasters. And, well, we took a stroll in the forest and we had an accident. So,
You took a
If you
stroll
could-
through the forest?
well, we started to, and then she tripped.
Are you referring to the forest, to Johnny's yard where the grass is like really high, or you were actually at the forest?
Is there a difference?
Yeah, kind of like, I think your demeanor and your look will probably be a little different if you would have been at the forest. But yeah,
Well, why would you say that? It's a forest like any other,
totally. Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. I wouldn't really know really because I haven't been at the forest in decades, and I have no plans of going back.
You scared of the bunnies?
Actually, yeah, they give me the creeps.
Oh,
You ever been bitten by one? Little
a
hellions.
horrible.
But no, unfortunately, no, they're not my thing. I just I'm more of a town type of guy. I don't like cities either. But this town is just perfect for me.
All right.
If I want to see the forest, I can
Thanks.
just look at it from here and enjoy the trees, the size they seem to be from here, and I enjoy not seeing any kind of trees moving or anything like that. It's just my thing.
Understood. Understood.
He's-
Yes.
I was wondering, do you carry any wax earplugs? My friends and I, we are going on a hunting expedition.
Roll your luck.
I look. Okay, look.
As she's talking, I'm gonna grab some supplies off the shelf. And may I roll for first aid, please?
For who? For
For
Civil?
Riley. Yeah.
You're gonna do first aid over there in the middle of the store?
You're gonna give stitches in the middle of the store?
That's
that
kind of
mean?
like
That
what
is-
it's like the Wild West. That's what they did. And minus me telling her that she needed a bird to peck her eye out.
And common
So,
infection.
Yeah, I would.
Let me move this
courtesy
meat and get you those stitches, lady. Come on, woman.
And
Get your face
yeah,
straight.
and start working on her.
Alright.
Oh my god.
What was acceptable then, of course, isn't acceptable.
Maybe go to a
Now.
bathroom? I don't know.
there is a clinic like right next door too.
I mean,
There is a clinic.
but I guess that's fine. This is kind of like the Jerry Springer type of thing going on, you know, like.
If you fail stitching up my eye.
Oh, well,
Okay.
yeah, that too. But okay, fine. So, yeah, we're going to have to do a roll for that. If you're going to do it over there, yeah, no doubt. So, fine. You want to do the stitch in there, that's okay. As long as she's
If she
okay
wants
with it.
if she wants me to wait, we'll wait.
I mean, it's
Who
up
has
to
a
you.
clinic in town?
It's up to you. You
Why don't we
tell
go
me
there and see
how
if
you
we
wanna
need
do it.
stitches first?
Are you guys doing it there or
You're the
waiting? Waiting.
You're the patient. Do you want to wait?
Yeah, let's go to the clinic.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the guy's like, okay, yeah, here's the earpieces that you wanted, the earplugs.
Thank you.
Anything else that you need?
Did you
Uh,
have
is
that
it-
newfangled stuff?
Did
The
they have more than
the
one pair of
beeswax, earwax.
Yeah, he gave me earplugs.
Are you guys staying long
enough.
here in town?
Just enough time not to get killed.
Why would you get killed?
Oh, I was just murmuring to myself. Please forgive me.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, this town is relatively quiet. You know, nothing crazy seems to happen lately, so we kind of want to keep it that way. Hope you're not bringing any trouble
I heard
around
you guys
here.
have. No, absolutely not. We heard that you have a lot of natural disasters.
Natural disasters?
Yes, we were with the librarian talking about it.
Oh, well, yeah, that woman likes to make stories up. You know, she is
Mm.
the funny lady from the town. Yeah, she probably was telling you the
Yes.
story about the last tornado we had when we started building the buildings. You know, with thicker walls and stuff. I mean, that was
I
just
look at his door.
that was just a
it
tornado
thick
that
or
we
is-
had. We used to have tornadoes quite often, so therefore we just started taking precautions, and that way we didn't have to keep repairing everything.
Mm.
You know, how many tornadoes
Totally.
are you gonna go through before you just decide to proactively just fix everything in a way that it just won't break anymore?
That makes sense. Of course, yes.
Yeah, but, you know, of course, and you know, she just has a big imagination. You know, she reads a lot, so therefore, you know, her mind just works and comes up with things, and I wouldn't necessarily pay her too much attention.
Well, you know when women read, they get dangerous.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's anybody's guessing game at this point.
Yes, yes.
That might be the reason why she stays all day at the library.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys seem fun. I tell you what.
Oh.
You know, I'm gonna give you a tip. just be safe and avoid the forest. You don't have to go there. You can just stay around here in the town and you'll be just fine. There's a lot to see.
Well, if we had to go with our patron,
Hmm.
would you have any suggestions?
Yeah. Don't go.
Yes. I had the same feeling.
Well, do you know anyone who does still go into the forest?
Um.
Probably only fools.
I'm sorry. Ask the question again. He says.
Do you know anyone who does still go into the forest?
Anybody that has gone into the forest? I know many people that has gone into the forest.
Is there someone
When
who
was the
goes to
last-
office? Often? Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, one at a time. What was that?
Go ahead.
Do you know anyone who goes into there in a regular basis?
Well, the only one that I know that has gone into the forest is Johnny. I can't really say that I know the rest of the people that have gone into the forest. And I can't really say that I know exactly where they are.
Interesting.
But we always thought that maybe, they crossed the forest and they got to the other side and they went to another town or something. They just said to hang out over there. I mean, these people are crazy. We got people coming over here believing in leprechauns and stuff like that, and I'm like, that's not real. I think those are just excuses to go looking around and hiking.
Do you have another set of earplugs for purchase?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, he gives
Alright,
it to
I'm gonna buy some earplugs.
you. Yeah.
You know what? I think that's a good idea. Even though they're newfangled and they're not really proving if they work or not, you know what? I think I'll pick up. I'll pick up two.
All
They
right.
actually aren't that new at this point. I looked it up. Disposable disposable earplugs have been around since like 1914, I think.
Like
Well,
I said,
Yeah.
they're newfangled. Can't trust them.
There you go.
Seemed to work well enough for the soldiers in World War One.
So
But
beeswax
we're
and
not gonna have another great war. That was the war to end all wars.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it'll never happen again.
Definitely never going to be another world war.
I'm gonna tell you
Nope,
what.
not.
That's never gonna happen. I think we're fine. I mean,
I already beat Germany.
exactly.
Exactly.
See, there you go.
Should be
Now
the other
we
one.
got people coming to visit us. We are a
Safe.
prospering, thriving town, and nothing bad can happen.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else I can help you with?
We gotta run to the clinic and then the sheriff's.
Yeah, please go to the clinic. That lady looks like she's about to have two different eyelids. That one eye.
One upper and one, yeah.
Please go.
Yeah.
Every time she blinks twice.
Wait, I thought we did some first. There's probably like a wrap over it, right?
Yeah, but it probably covered in blood and whatnot. so.
Okay. Well,
How does he know what it looks like underneath?
Yeah,
First
he's
of all,
pretty
if you-
sarcastic.
if
most
you-
likely.
if you do wrap it, you have to wrap both sides. You should wrap both sides. And then one of us would have to guide you.
Oh, these things get even better. So,
So,
all right, to the
onward
clinic. All
to
right.
the clinic.
So you guys
To the
head to the
clinic.
clinic. You get to the clinic and you open the door and there's a nurse. So there's like, oh my goodness, my dear, what have you done? Did he do that
Go
to
on.
you?
Hey, we're not married.
Did any of them do that to you?
No, I tripped.
Did you really trip? You know, we all say that from time to time.
I tripped into a glass window.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Let me help you. And she starts treating you. And she starts putting stitches. You know, granted they don't have any anesthesia over there, but they're like, this is gonna hurt a little, and she
Could
stitches you up.
Could you give her a topical, please?
Look, buddy, I know you look guilty just because of the way you're looking at me. So look how she's
Lady, let me
look
tell
how
you something.
she's shivering
Address
right
me
now.
as doctor.
Look how she's shivering right
Lady.
now. The moment that you start talking.
Address me as doctor. Please, nurse. Address me as doctor.
You can be a doctor, okay? Look, Mister Doctor Woman Beater, just stay away. Stay away, okay?
I cross my arms and look crossly at her from across the room now.
Don't worry. Don't worry, honey. She says he's not gonna do anything to you. You're in a safe space right now. You'll be fine.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be after you, girl. You thought you didn't get beat up by me? Oh, just you wait. Just you wait till we get outside.
Alright.
So you get your stitches, you know, and she, and you know, you guys are about leaving, and she tells you, well, if you have any problems with him, just let me know. My husband's the sheriff, so I can lock him up.
I knew it. I knew it.
Gonna get you out of bed.
I'm.
And you guys leave.
Sorry, I keep laughing.
Yes,
at
I know.
character.
Oh, I know. I love it though. I love it though.
And you guys leave. So to the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get to the sheriff's office. There's a deputy sitting outside, kicking his feet up. He's got a stick, and he's just with a knife, just sharpening it.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
whittling.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what do you all want?
Look to Sybil. Go
Well-
ahead. Tell him.
Sybil raises
What
an
we want.
eyebrow.
It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, no.
watch
You
out,
better
lady,
roll
watch
before you
out.
try that.
It's like,
Before you raise the eyebrow, better check that eye first.
it's like,
I'm
did
raising
he,
the other eyebrow.
Okay, fine.
did he do that to you, lady?
Oh Lord.
And I'd say Bernice pipes up. Actually, he drove off the one who did it.
Oh, okay. All right, well, good job.
He was quite the gentleman.
So if you're coming
I
here
know.
to
Thank you.
to actually tell me about who did it, you know, unless we got proof that he did it, you know, there's not much I can do. I mean, we can talk to a sheriff if you want, but
Some inconsiderate thing bumped up against her, pushed her into a broken window. Can you
Oh.
believe it?
that's really bad. Well, what window is broken?
So, do you know of this gentleman by the name of Johnny?
You were at Johnny's?
No, I'm just inquiring about the gentleman because we had been to the library. Do you know of this gentleman?
Everyone knows Johnny.
Is he truthful?
Well, You know, Johnny's not all up there, you know.
Hmm. I see. Does he see things?
Well, I mean, he's not blind. But, you know, I can't really attest as to what Johnny sees or does not see. I can tell you that I just don't want to see Johnny or even smell Johnny.
Do you believe in leprechauns? I heard a story about leprechauns in him.
Okay.
Can you believe such a ruse?
He says, well, this story is coming up fast. So leprechauns now. First Johnny, there's leprechaun. Where are we going with this?
Just asking. History.
Who are you?
Very interested
My
in
name is-
local culture.
Yes.
And what are you doing here?
Research, my good man. Research for the university, the uni,
The university. What university?
the one in America.
What? Yeah. What university?
Arkham.
Arkham University. Okay,
Arkham.
so if I call Arkham University, they're gonna tell me they know you and they send you here.
Absolutely, sir.
That's okay. You want to play it that way? That's fine. All right. Well, why don't you guys come in? We can chat inside, and I can make a couple phone calls and find out exactly what's going on.
Sure.
All
My
right.
employer is here. It
Your
would be
employer.
probably
I thought you
easier
were
to speak with him.
coming. I thought your employer was the university. How is the university here?
I'm moonlighting.
Oh, I see. Look, I can't really take you seriously anymore. Lady, you with the pirate eye. You want to tell me what's going on?
We're tourists.
You're tourists, okay. And why is he talking about leprechauns?
Well, as we mentioned, we went to see Johnny. She points to her eye, glass window. Talked about leprechauns.
Okay, and what are you doing in the town?
Visiting?
Visiting, and you just happen to stumble at Johnny's.
No. But like we said, part of his story was true, and that is that we are interested in the local culture.
You're interested in the local culture. Well, okay, all right, nice. How interested are you in the local culture? Are you interested enough to do anything stupid?
What does that mean?
You know what that means if you went to see Johnny.
You mean like what? Fight a leprechaun? I don't.
Whatever that means to you, lady. Look, I can tell you that I don't know what Johnny's talking about. But at the same time, I can tell you that I'm smart enough, and that most people in the town are smart enough that we do not go to the forest. Now, you can whether
You're speaking about that.
decide to be smart or not. And then the sheriff walks out. Like, all right, what's going on here? Oh, lady, your eye. You should go see my wife. She should fix that.
Yes, she was very kind.
Oh, she did fix it already? Oh. God.
Yeah, covered. Her face is like covered in burn scars, like old burn scars, but still, she looks like she's been through
God,
some stuff.
who did that to you?
I fell into
And
a
the
window.
deputy says, no, apparently they went to see Johnny. And
Leprechauns.
apparently they went to see Johnny and they talked to Johnny, and now they're asking about leprechauns, and and about stuff, and don't talk to that one over there because he just lies to you. And he says, they're probably gonna do some dumb stuff. Probably gonna end up missing. And the sheriff says, "Look, you're not the first ones that come to this town looking to do some stupid thing. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. We have a new policy around here. If you decide to do anything stupid, don't expect anybody to go make a search and go look for you. There's just certain things that we don't do anymore. We know better. So whatever it is that you're going to do, you're making your own decision. You gotta live with it, or maybe die with
Why
it."
wouldn't you, Sheriff? Why wouldn't you go after those people then? There's nothing out there, isn't there?
I don't know if
There's
someone
nothing to
out
be
there or
afraid
not.
of.
I don't know. And that's because I don't know that I'm not going out there.
You don't believe in leprechauns, do you?
Do you believe that if you jump out of the roof of a house that you're gonna get hurt?
Well, I looked to the pirate, and then I looked back at him.
I looked
Good
at
point.
him. I look back.
I'm like, you can choose to jump out of the roof of a house. That's fine. Nobody can tell you for certainty that you're gonna get hurt. However, I'm not gonna jump with you. You want to jump out there? Go. Bye. Have fun. I'll see you when you get back, if you get back. Tell you what, I'll cheer you on if you come back.
Mm.
I did have a question, if
Mhm.
you don't mind.
Yeah.
Were there any circumstances around these people going missing in the woods? Any shared characteristics?
That is very interesting you asked me, considering that we didn't get to talk to any of them after they disappeared.
Mm.
Well, yes, but I'd imagine they had family.
Yeah, but not in here. I mean, most
Well,
of the
they
people that
were-
have been disappearing lately has always been tourists, much like yourselves.
Have there been any locals?
Oh, well, locals disappearing, that... I think the last time locals disappeared was 50 years ago. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you talked to the sole survivor of that.
Fascinating. She's just like writing in her little notebook.
Him and his very special sister that he has.
Did he always say he had a sister that no one
Well, he
else
did
had
have a
seen?
sister.
He did.
At one point, he did.
And I'm guessing you mean to say that sister is no longer with us?
You can say that.
Disappeared rather than killed?
I really don't know. I mean, I think by now, you probably know the same thing I know. All I do know is that, the tale of the town is that there's these leprechauns that are very mischievous here and there. However, once you're in the forest, they'll get, Big Brother will come in and, do bad things to you.
Big Brother?
Yeah. Santa's new reindeer.
Hmm.
And these locals that went missing over 50 years ago, did their families have anything to say about their disappearances, the circumstances? Did they all fall under a certain pattern? Were they all, say, blue-eyed or red-headed or the second child, anything like that?
No, not really. Most of them were people with money, just coming for adventure, visiting, finding out that something was going on,
Well, I mean the
or coming
locals from
for a
over
hunt.
ago.
Because you always got those crazy idiots that they think they need to hunt everything and anything, and they have to have everything that walks the earth as a trophy, just because it
Oh,
is.
believe me, I know the type.
So therefore, yeah, you know, you got a little bit of everything.
The locals from over 50 years ago, before those disappearances stopped
Well,
happening.
I don't know, lady. I was a kid, you know.
Do you have any records?
Yeah, the ones in the library. Yeah, I'm sure that if you've been at Johnny's, you've been at the library. Because the only one that would have told you to go see Johnny will be the librarian, and that lady's crazy in hell.
I was just wondering if there were any more detailed records. Seems there aren't. Shame.
Probably the leprechauns again.
That lady has lost all her family, and she's still acting like.
The librarian?
Yep. And she's still acting like everything's fine.
Well, we all grieve in different ways.
I guess.
Well, this talk has been very illuminating. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're most welcome. Now do yourself a favor, and whoever brought you here, talk them into bringing you back home. Have a good
I
evening.
can't guarantee it.
And he walks away.
Great evening as well.
Come on, pirate. Let's go home.
Arg, matey.
I love that.
Captain Bernie Beard.
So when we leave a little bit, what are you guys going to do?
What time is it right now?
Well, after you guys been out most of the day, I want to say that right now it will be like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Could you get me a bottle of syrup of Ipecac? I don't think the nurse really wants to deal with me, but I think they would probably have that.
You can probably get that at the store.
Well, then I will go to the store and circumvent the nurse. Miss Evil Eye that really likes patches over here. Arr. I'll get several bottles, or just one big bottle.
Did I get ammo while we were at the store?
No, you don't need ammo. If you
No
got
ammo?
if you got the weaponry,
Yeah.
I am never going to punish you for ammo. The only thing I'm going to require you is that every so many rounds you're gonna have to whether A,
Reload.
use a round to reload all your bullets, or B, you're gonna be penalized. Like for example, if you use a shotgun or a gun, you're gonna be able to load one bullet or one shell and shoot it.
Damn.
So the
Is the skill to ride horse ride?
Riding. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Sure
What's
is.
up?
And if you don't have that skill,
I'm
You
not
don't
sure.
ride horse.
damn it!
You could try drive auto.
Yeah, you can drive a
Yeah,
car
and of
without
course-
having the skill. However, if things get hairy,
Yeah.
that's when you gotta drive it. That's when you gotta roll it. I mean,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so what's the plan?
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Well, I need a tinfoil hat from Johnny.
Well, if nobody else had plans, I would offer to pay for a meal at a restaurant between the three of us.
4.
Maybe.
Samuel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Samuel's
Oh,
there
right,
too.
four. He's so quiet.
Yeah,
I
Samuel.
know. He doesn't talk as much.
Oh, I forgot he was there.
Samuel says, well, I don't know what Joe thinking after this happenings, but if we're gonna go with the image that we saw, if we're going to go with the leprechauns, that they could or could not necessarily be evil little creatures, but just by going with the size, the sheer size of that thing we saw in the image, we need to start thinking that we have to figure out what we're going to intend to shoot it with. Also, we probably shouldn't just try to shoot it. We should try to like surprise it somehow, or maybe put a trap or some. I think it'll be foolish to take it up, like up front.
Frontal
Especially with a
assault.
rifle.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, yes.
Well, if anything is that big, that would require a lot of digging. So I don't know what to suggest except for New York, Queen Mary, 5 to 7 days looks really good right now. Yeah.
And the waitress comes. It's like, good evening. What can I get for you?
Last meals.
Anything?
Menu,
particular?
please.
Oh well, we don't have menus, but right now we are offering dinners. That consists of a hefty steak with a salad, some mashed potatoes, and local vegetables.
What is the blue plate special for today?
Fish.
I will take that, please.
Okay. Salmon.
I'll take the steak dinner.
Okay.
I'll also have the steak.
All right. And Samuel says, "Yeah, me too. Just bring another one and bring whatever alcohol you have."
You know what? Since everybody's having steak, I'll have steak.
Okay.
I'm talking.
And what are you drinking? Patches? I mean,
It's like, well,
So-
we do have beers, we do have wines, we do have whiskey, or not whiskey, but scotch.
that sounds good. Bernice, what is your poison?
One.
Okay.
Sybil?
Tell you what, I'll bring
Right.
you the bottles, and you guys figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll work.
that sounds good.
All right. So she goes away, and she just does her thing. So Samuel says, "What's the plan?"
Not to die, but we only got a few hours before what?
That's not a plan.
Sunrise?
That's not a plan.
No. How are we? Okay, we can try to convince him not to go, or we can abandon him and get blackballed and never have a job and live in a forest.
He's probably
which
gonna
doesn't
kill
seem
us.
like a good idea.
Well,
We're gonna die regardless. We may not die here, but the moment we go back to the U.S., he's got more
Yes,
money than
exactly.
time he has to expend.
Could
Well,
I'm
seriously
just
disappear
this-
in the woods. That doesn't seem
this place doesn't have big artillery. So nothing that we buy here, if this thing actually exists, which I do fear it might.
Well, we haven't
Um,
tried to find any big artillery.
Well, where would you suggest
I
sending?
don't know, but we haven't looked.
It's getting late.
It is.
You guys sit here. I'll go back to the general store because that's the only place I can think that we could find something, and I might even talk to the sheriff.
Okay.
Medium rare. And then the good doctor runs off.
Right, I'll tell you what. I'll get your food and I'll bring it to the inn, and you can eat it over there.
Great.
All right.
I'm going to inquire first at the sutlery, and then I'll talk to the sheriff.
Okay. That works. Have fun. So, all right. So while the group eats, you go to the store.
Mhm.
You enter the store, and the gentleman says, "Oh man, you're back. Let me guess. You went to see Johnny again?"
No, I'm having dinner right now.
Oh,
What's the biggest caliber weapon that you have here? Not saying that I'm knocking over a bank or anything, but what's the biggest caliber?
he says, "Okay. What are you about to do?"
Hunt.
Okay.
So
All
you want
right.
those-
Well, I do have some. I do have some 45s. I do have
You have any?
some rifles. And then go ahead and roll your luck.
Okay. Let's see. Library use.
That's all the way on the top.
Should be on my
Luck.
there it is.
And then I also have some stuff downstairs.
You do.
I do have
Um,
some stuff downstairs.
I would probably be interested in stuff downstairs.
Okay. All right. So he opens the back door with a
Nudge,
dark,
nudge, wink, wink. Say no more. Say no more.
in a dark basement, and some lights light up the stairs. And he starts going downstairs.
Okay.
He's like, "Look, you can't really talk about this stuff. You know, after World War One ended, some of us managed to get a hold of certain leftover stuff, and
Oh, my stars.
we decided to keep some of that. And
Interesting. I'm
you
very
guys
interested.
look like nice people.
Of course.
And even though that I think you're dumb as hell, but I think you look like nice people. I do think you're still gonna get killed in the most horrible way, but I kind of want to give you a fighting chance. So we do have this. We have typewriters. That we managed to smuggle from the U.S. We do have hand grenades.
Oh, yeah.
And we do have something that we managed to smuggle from the Germans that apparently never saw the light of the fight. However, we found it in a bunker where they were stationed. This is a mini Gatling gun. However, as you can see right now, it's a little bit on the difficult time to use it, mainly because it's very, very heavy and it has to be strapped to that contraption. So it works really well if you will put it on the back of a truck, for example.
Understood. How much for the automatic weapon and two rifles, two sniper rifles, including its bullets? Could you give me a ballpark?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, ultimately, this stuff is all special stuff. It's not stuff that you're gonna find anywhere else.
Right, right.
So, you know,
Say no more, say no more.
I
Nudge,
can
nudge
give
me,
you
wink.
the.
Yes.
Tell you what, I will give you the typewriters. I will give you two sniper rifles, and I will give you also a box full of hand grenades. All that for, let's say, $50.
Sounds reasonable, but this is my question here.
Uh-huh.
$50.
Yeah.
Could we go down a little bit on this? Can I roll for
black
credit
market
rating
equipment?
Yes.
Oh, you can roll persuade.
Yes, I'll do that. $50 it is, yes.
Yes.
No problem.
$50. Thank you very much.
$50 just sounds wonderful. When
glad.
can I pick
Oh,
those
you
things
get to
up?
take it now. I don't know where you're gonna take it, but you get to take it now. This is your stuff.
Okay. Alrighty.
So you can
let
go
me,
get your truck if you have one, and I'll help
Oh,
you
I'm-
load the stuff.
I will be back.
Okay. All right. So you get the
And,
truck, you bring it back,
Yes.
you load the stuff. In the meantime, while you do all that, you ladies and Samuel start eating, and Samuel says, "So, what do y'all think?"
About what? What is there to think about?
About all this? Do you really think there's a
Well,
leprechaun? Do you really think there's a creature out there that make men fly? And I don't know, what else?
I think that truth can be found in very odd places. And the truth can be very odd in and of itself.
Okay. Tell me the truth. Do you think we're gonna live through this?
Well, I sure hope so. I intend to.
Good answer. What about you, lady?
I'm just here to get paid.
Wow.
Easy
Wow.
erased.
That eye patch really fits her. Arr.
Yeah.
I'm here to get paid. I'm a pirate.
All right. Well, tell you what, we should probably start heading back then. We gotta bring this guy his food, cause he's gonna be back. Maybe he at least gives us some good news. And maybe, if he doesn't, or even if he does, I wonder if we should start planning, maybe talking to Tom, see if we can slap some sense into him.
Oh, you're welcome to try.
All right, well, let's go. All right, so we go to the inn, go in, and then all of a sudden, Papa Doc's character knocks on the door. We let him in,
Knock, knock.
and it's like, okay, well, there's your food. Food is over there on a table. And Samuel says, "What'd you find?"
Let me show you what I found. Get Bernice and Patches, Sybil, and let's take a look.
All right.
I still don't think it's enough, but at least we're going to make an effort. I think that we really need to talk to our patron
I
and
think
just
the grenade. The grenade will definitely get somewhere. Too bad we ain't got no dynamite.
I can only do what I can do.
No, I know.
Maybe we can convince him we don't have the right supplies, and we can hold off. I did get a bottle of syrup of Ipecac so we could make him sick.
All right. Well,
Lots of options.
I don't know, what do your ladies think?
I'm sure we can convince him one way or another.
All right.
And if
Well,
we
then.
can't, we'll do what we can.
All right. Then let's go talk to him. And who's going to knock on the door?
I
Go on,
will
you wanna get-
not.
Go on, you want to get paid there, pirate. Well, if no one's going to knock on the door, I will.
Yeah.
All right. And Tom says, Rick, come on, open the door, man. What am I paying you for? You being dumb fuck, open the door. So he opens the door.
How many
This-
bodyguards does Tom have?
2.
Not enough for this frickin' job.
2 bodyguards. They're about 6'7" each one of them. At least 250 to 300 pounds.
That's
They
lean
are,
muscle right there.
yeah, they're inhuman. So the bodyguard sees you and turns around like, Tom, the muscles here. And Tom says, okay, well, let him in. And the bodyguard just moves out of the way. You guys walk in. Tom says, well, I am so glad you guys are here. I went to get you to have dinner together so we could plan tomorrow's activities, but you were not there. I think you guys probably went out walking and doing some recon, which is a great idea. I have to say
Yes.
that if that's what you did, I commend you. That's why I hired you. You know, you just project experience on all this matters. So I think it's a good thing. I do think that between your experience, any kind of information that you probably found out of checking out the place, and also, you know, my input on this, you know, I think that idea of not drinking any water while we go, and not to mention, but we got lucky. Let me
did?
tell you how lucky we got. Rick
Tell
over
me.
here.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Rick over here. You know, we weren't able to find dogs, but
Oh.
get this, we found the next best thing. We got 2 wolves.
Oh, the joy. Wolves instead of dogs.
Yeah,
How lucky could we get?
yeah,
Oh my goodness. My day is getting better as we
yeah.
speak.
We got them on the cage. We got them inside of the truck because, you know, they're not that friendly to keep them outside. But I've been told that because they're mixed with dog, that as long as
hybrid.
as long as we get them to sniff some, they're gonna keen to it and they're gonna find whatever we're looking for. So all we gotta do is just walk around trying to get them to find the scent of whatever we're looking for, and we just let them go and they'll find it.
Okay. I mean, that sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think we're gonna get it, and you know what's best? The moment we
What?
kill that thing, we're gonna be famous.
Oh, I dare say, yeah.
Yeah.
I dare say. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what'd you guys find?
Patches, do you have anything to say?
What happened to your
Wish for me
eye?
to speak. Oh,
Uh,
glass window.
we were reconning at the edge of the forest, and it's quite hazardous. Yes,
Oh.
little mishap.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
I
yeah.
don't know if she is capable of going tomorrow.
She looks
Look,
okay.
she's
She looks okay. And you know what? At the very least, if she's not going to be able to, like, aim and stuff, at the very least, she can help with the equipment and whatnot. Ultimately, his ideas are always needed, her expertise. That is what I'm paying for. So she's coming.
absolutely
Yeah.
okay.
She's coming.
Um, from what we have understood, that maybe nighttime might be the right time. So
Hmm.
maybe we shouldn't leave maybe we should not leave in the morning.
Oh, you want to go, like, in a couple hours then tonight?
No, it's already been messed up, and unfortunately, from what the natives have told us about trying to hunt this elusive creature, tonight would
Hmm.
not be a good night.
Hmm.
And they seem to know which nights are good.
All
And
right.
we spoke to this gentleman. Yes, and he said tonight was not a good night.
Oh. But guess what?
Her-
We got the dogs. I'm pretty sure those dogs can find it anyway.
Absolutely, those are hybrids. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Look at him in the cage growling at me, wanting to rip me apart. Oh my goodness. They are exciting. Yes.
Exactly. So you know
I
what? We can
yes.
just track them. We'll find them. I'm telling you, we'll find it. And I
Sure.
think going at night actually that's better, because we'll have the element of surprise. Nothing can really see us, and we can actually, just bring our lanterns, and we'll be able to, like, be right there on the action as we just encounter
Do,
it.
do you know how to whistle?
I do.
You do. Okay. Um, there is a particular tune that might attract. And we're doing the research, so
Hmm.
I won't be able to get a hold of that person until morning.
You know what? I
Um,
figure we can all try go whistle, and ultimately, if it's a whistle, it doesn't really matter. We just whistle it out. Uh,
but it does. And that's what I've been instructed and what we have found out.
oh.
That if you
And who
don't
is that
whistle
person?
correctly, I'm sorry,
Who is that person?
this person is known as Mr. J.
Mr. J. Oh, well, maybe we
Yes.
can maybe we can get Rick to go get Mr. J. And
He won't go. He doesn't like to talk and he doesn't like people. And so
oh,
we have to do things kind of at a spoonful,
I see.
a little bit at a
Well, maybe we
time.
can go
I
visit
didn't
him.
want to upset
Maybe we
him
can go
and I
visit
didn't want to
him,
get
bring the
erroneous.
dogs, and I'm sure he's gonna talk.
Yes, but then he could give us erroneous information, don't you
You
think,
know,
sir?
Rick over here and James,
Is
both
persuasive, is
they're
very
very
persuasive.
persuasive. Yeah, yeah.
I could definitely see how persuasive as the doctor looks up 7 inches on both. Very persuasive.
Yeah. You know what?
Um,
You gave me the best
do
idea ever.
we
I've been resting all day. I've been just here smoking, drinking, thinking about how to do this. And then, obviously, Rick came up with the greatest thing ever, which is the dogs. And now you come up with this excellent idea about the whistling and possibly going at nighttime, which is even better. So you know what? Even though if it doesn't work, the whistling tonight, I think we should go anywhere and just do some reconning, and maybe we can even try whistling here and there just to see what happens. Um, I brought the rifles from from America, so we're good. We have and I brought my
Yeah.
elephant my elephant gun. So
Do you have dynamite?
I think of it.
That's
What?
that's the
No,
idea
we're
that
not
I had.
demolishing a
Yes.
building. We're just gonna shoot.
No, 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 no. This is exactly what Jay said. And we need that's a dynamite of an idea.
But that's the
We need
dynamite is not
explosives.
hunting. That's blowing.
No, that lures and directs the creature into your kill zone, of course.
So we need
And I know you
dynamite
know
now?
this. Absolutely.
Okay.
We
All right.
need
All right.
a
So
map
okay, he looks
to
up
find the creature
and
more
he says, "All right, Rick, and James, we're gonna be leaving in 3 hours or at 9 o'clock. We're gonna be heading out there. I need you all to go get me some dynamite right now." And Rick and James just say, "Okay, yeah, no problem," and they leave. And Tom gets a gun, takes it out of his waist, puts it right next to him on the seat that he's sitting. It's like, all right, so let's just hang out until they come back, and then we'll go. You guys want something to drink? And that'll be the cliffhanger for next week.
Oh. Just before I get to poison him. I mean, give him the syrup.